Have you seen this? Does this work? Have you seen organizations where they've managed to achieve this?
No,
where successful transformations?
Oh,
You haven't seen it?
yeah, it does. It's a great question. It's one I get asked because I've been working with this kind of theory and model since I wrote the book for maybe the past, sorry, a little bit of beep. I guess we have a little bit of a power blip here in the Pacific Northwest, but I'm working with this for the past year or so. I don't have a longitudinal study of its impact, but I can tell you that these are techniques that I brought into organizations over time where they certainly have in piecemeal, I've seen make a difference. But what also has happened to me is I've seen so much of what doesn't make a difference that it's convinced me quite a bit that there's something else we need to be focusing on. And I have seen organizations that there's people always ask me, give us an example of a great success story in digital transformation. And they're hard to find. They're really, truly hard to find. One company I do mention, and I need to go back and see how they're doing because things can change over time. Well, there was a company actually in the Portland, Oregon area called Cambia Health that completely reinvented themselves, moving from basically an insurance claim payer in a somewhat, structure to a platform that is individual centered, that stays with them throughout their life and their health, no matter who the carriers or providers are. Great vision. And they have really taken on a lot of these things. And one of the things they really had to do is they had to get real clear on this is who we're going to be now, and who we were before won't really cut it. And they looked at all the people and they said, we know we have the right roles, but are the people in those roles really engaged, really signed up for this? And they had to make some hard choices. And people who worked there a long time who said, I just don't believe in abandoning what we've built and moving to this new thing is right. I don't like it. They needed to leave the organization. So I have seen them have an impact. I have some organizations we're doing live work now. There's only much I can say about it, but one of the things that we've done is we turn these, in its simplest sense, and I won't wax on forever, but we take one of the capabilities, let's say it's learning before knowing. And then we say, okay, so what are some of the behaviors that look like learning before knowing? And one of the simplest behaviors to articulate and share is the asking of a question. So each of these has approximately 5 key questions that if they're asked and answered in an organization and continue to be asked and answered, drive us towards considering our assumptions and saying, do we need to make a change or a shift here? It's that behavior of asking questions. And so I have several organizations, from small private equity backed firms all the way up to, let's just say, one of the biggest retail companies in the world, a Fortune 20 company, that is using these questions as the behaviors that's building their change capability muscles in individuals and small groups.